So what happens is next it is Buffalo. ICR Central Institute Research on Buffalo, Hisar. Now Hisar is in Haryana. Now this place, the northern part, this northern part, there are two things that has happened. Okay, you should understand very nicely. The two events that have taken place and have shaped the agricultural scenario to a great extent. Now, what are the two things that has been taken place in this region? First of all,
Green Revolution.
yes. Now, why the problem is? Let me see which student is this. Which student is this?
Sir Ankita.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Now, Green Revolution. Why it has taken place in this region? That also in a particular period of time. Now, this is the
Sir, because Punjab is 100% irrigated
Yes.
state
Yes.
in whole India.
Yes.
And it is very easy to grow the hybrid varieties over there because these varieties contain a dwarfing gene which is very receptive towards longer irrigation periods and fertilizers as well.
Yes, right. You are right. The most important point was irrigation. Just after the independence, the whole story for the rest of the people. Just after the independence, India was in highly aligned with USSR. Once it was USSR. Now, during the first 5-year plan, it was understood that if we can irrigate there is a substantial need for irrigation, and for irrigation we need to put large dams, and if we can build large dams in a very short period of time, we can revolutionize the Indian agricultural scenario and we can have a great produce. Once upon a time we need to import a lot of food grains, the basic food grains from various developed countries, and therefore a lot of revenue you had to spend. So it was been initially thought that why not build large dams in those area. See how was the thought, that also you should understand. The thought was to build large dams not near large rivers but near. So if we would have thought producing large dams only near the large rivers, we could have go to Andhra to build, because there is Kaveri. We could have come to West Bengal to build dams on Ganga. We did not do that. In the first 5-year plan, we built dams in small rivers but in a huge extent, so that whenever the monsoon was there, the whatever water will come, it will accumulate, and throughout the year we can use that water for irrigation. So North India, you know, the big these things, the dams that were being built, and after building these dams there was a rapid change in the agricultural scenario. People were already hardworking, there is no doubt about it. Right. So what happened is, due to this scenario, it has been seen that there has been a rapid increase in agricultural output, mainly food grains. So whenever you produce a food grain, there is a lot of bio waste that are being generated. Now, why is this so? The design of the food grains are such that it will accumulate a lot of water. Many food grains are there which are water thirsty. They'll produce small seeds, but they'll produce a lot of other things along with it. It's grass, then stem, and then leaves, and so many other things. So it becomes a very huge, biomass which is being generated as a byproduct of producing of this food grains. So what happens is, if the food grains are maximum in number, like in within 2-3 days we will do a data analysis. Many of you will be knowing data analysis on the food grains that are being produced in northern India from an authentic data. I'll show you how you will do it. So before that, you will come to know that a huge amount of food grains are being produced in northern India, Haryana, Punjab, mainly Haryana, Punjab, some parts of Chandigarh. A huge amount of, approximately like more than 50% food grains are produced in these three states. A large part of UP as well. So all this northern part receives the benefit of the large dams that were being built during the first 5 years of independence with the help of Russia. So what happens is, if you have irrigation and rest of the other things are good, you can produce these things. Subsequently, many things fall in place. Subsequently, many things fall in place, and therefore we had our green revolution where we produced a lot of food grain. Okay. Now, while speaking about green revolution, one more revolution that took place through ICAR was blue revolution. Now, this blue revolution was nothing but the aquaculture. Okay, those people are in fishery, they will have this note that blue revolution is by means of these aquaculture research institutes that were being built by ICAR itself, and which produced a lot of protein. Now you know that food grains are cheap, but proteins are very costly throughout the world, and in developing countries the situation is more bad. Now one indicator of development is such that how cheap are proteins in your country. If the proteins in your country are cheap, you are a developing nation. You are a good economy. So what happens is, it needs a lot of investment to produce proteins, and therefore what happens is, ICAR took a very strong initiative to produce proteins through aquaculture. Now in aquaculture, what happens is, the protein production is not very intensive. You just grow these fishes, they will accumulate a lot of organic thing and convert everything into protein. Okay, and that protein becomes cheap if it is plenty in number, and therefore that blue revolution is also very important in Indian agricultural scenario. The same thing is for white revolution. Now this is also protein, but it is a little a protein which can be value added to several parts. Milk. The milk can be value added at several parts, because these food microbiology people will understand that milk is such a raw material or a resource which can be converted into many high-end value-added products. Okay, so this is a different scenario, and our project is a little aligned with this particular topic. That Lactobacilli is the bacteria, which is a very important bacteria for many different things, not only for making curd, some other things as well. So these are the three revolutions that India has taken place, and these days we can not only stop our import of basic food grains, we export a lot of food grain. Now what happens is, these buffaloes require a lot of fodder. Fodder means that food material which comes from the biomass that is being produced by the food grains. Okay, so buffaloes, the Buffalo Research Institute is in Hisar, and you will come to know that the Indian Institute of Fodder Research. Fodder means this, all these things, that paddies, straw, and some other kind of straw. So there is also a kind of research institute which develops different kinds of value addition in straw, so that it becomes a very good fodder for animals. So these all institutes are present in the northern region. Now the justification of presence of all these kinds of these things in northern region, the main thing is green revolution, and the main thing is the very good irrigation that was being built after building of the very large dams on the northern India. Now next is okay, Indian Institute of Research on Goats or Indian Institute of Research on Goats. Now this is present somewhere in northeast. Okay, some hilly part. Okay, Now, what